What's up, guys, and hello, welcome to another first-person viewcast of Serral. Now, Serral's early game, he spams his hotkeys way too much, so we're going to try and avoid the seizure by skipping to the 2-minute 30 mark, where his multitasking is not quite as fast. This is a ladder game from earlier today when I'm casting this on the 4th of September, Serral versus Clem on Blackburn. It's a ladder match. Serral's at, I believe, 7.1k MMR right now, and Blackburn, a map that's very good for mech, but Clem doesn't play mech. So expect a big bio parade along the bottom of this map, maybe pushing through the north if Serral takes the gold. But knowing Serral, I don't think he's going to take the gold base on this map, guys, because I think he knows that that opens up too much of a scary attack angle up in that north side of the map behind the minerals. It's too hard to stop a Terran from pushing there. I think Serral's going to expand straight to the top corner of the map. That's exactly what I was expecting. Serral, of course, incredibly fast. When you watch these guys first person, it is a little bit hard to keep up with, especially since his stream quality, while good, is not as fantastic as the absolute tippity top production, highest FPS streams that will give you a little bit of a smoother handling of all that bouncing around, but it is what it is. So far, he defends his creep tumor. It's a very standard 3-hatch opening. Notice he's pulling all the queens to the front, guys. So this is a cool thing that advanced players do. Notice he's already got 3 queens on number 3, control group 3, his front hotkey, and only 1 queen on number 5, which I think actually might be a mistake. I think that might be a natural queen. But the idea is he'll inject with the queen, bring it to the front to defend the Reaper Hellion, and then he'll let the next queen that pops out inject when it pops out. So there's a little bit of downtime on the injecting, but what is he prioritizing? Not giving the Reaper Hellion any room to do damage, number 1. And number 2, getting the creep out. So he's saying, get the creep on the map, don't let my opponent do any damage, push him back, dominate him. Is that a Roach Warren? Oh my. Oh me, oh my. He's got the Roach Warren. Now he's only got 1 gas, and he's got a lot of drones. So he's building 4 roaches, but it feels like those are safety roaches, and he spots the starport in the factory. Now that tells him it's a 2-1-1. But because there's Hellions, it's a 3cc 2-1-1. What are you talking about, Pig? So, a 2-on-1 is where the Terran goes 2 barracks, a factory, and a starport. The factory builds a reactor, and then the starport swaps onto the reactor, 2 medevacs, 16 marines with stim, hits at 5 minutes 20. Now, the more modern version of the build still opens up with Hellions, like a normal build, but with a really quick 3rd command center. The Terran, after the 2 Hellions, swaps his buildings around, gets a very quick 2nd barracks, and does the exact same build, except he has a super fast 3rd command center. So he's building just 2 Hellions, no Banshees, really vulnerable to some cheesy pushes, this build. It is very greedy, but he's going to hit at about 545 with 16 Marines, Stim, Medevacs, and Clem's going to have a 3rd base landed behind it as well. Serral going Roaches here is kind of shit against this if he doesn't find some damage. Or, you know, like he really needs to shut down that first wave of Marine drop pretty hard. So you can see he's got Queens in the main. He's expecting the drop to come in there. As I said, about 545 is when those 16 Marines are coming in. Even earlier, 535. Clem is unfair. Clem's too good at this game. Okay, the Roach is here. The Roach is here. So he's already lost 1 Roach. He's trying to transfuse 2 Roaches for nothing. Clem gets a free trade there. Picks up, pulls back. Already got one of the creep tumors. Now he's going into double upgrades. Wait, did I just see a 3rd Evo chamber? Is Serral going to swap back into Ling Bane after the Roaches, maybe? Well, that would be fascinating. I think it's only a 2nd Evo chamber. Roach speed's not done yet. Serral's trying to pull back these Roaches. Another Roach goes down, and another Roach bites the dust. And another one down, and another one down, and another Roach bites the dust. And he's going Infestation Pit. Oh, he's playing Dark Style. Guys, he's playing Dark Style. He's going to play Roach Hydra Lurker. Oh, the machine gun transfuses. He dodges that trade. Dude, this is so sick. Okay, so this is really cool. So this style is a style which Dark used for a long time, and he would never lose. Well, not never lose, but he would fall way behind and then always get back to a playable position once he hits Lurker Viper. So this is a real slow static style, but because you've got ranged units, you avoid the pain of trying to, say, engage around cliffs with, like, Ling Bane up against tanks or Biomine. I mean, this is the Cavebob style. That's exactly what it is. It's the style where Dark puts himself behind by playing Roaches and then comes back and wins every game anyway, and every other Zerg looks at it and goes, I don't understand. How do you still win these games? You're so far behind. And that's kind of, I mean, Serral's not in the greatest spot right now. Oh my god, Clem pushing into him really hard. You got to understand though, Roaches are a great mid-game army. Once he scrambles all of his drop defenses here, oh my god, Clem's so decisive though. He pulled back and bought some time. There we go, Roaches come in from all three sides, but Clem just picks up and leaves. And he's lost the queens, he lost some overlords. He finally breaks those rocks, which is good. He's going to get on top of it. And he's got Roaches behind the minerals. I told you guys, I thought he'd go top right corner. But because he's gone Roaches, he's trying to just defend that situation. Lurker Den goes down. Serral does not feel good about this situation right now. I'm telling you that. That being said, Clem is so aggressive right now. This might be an overextension. Roaches are very cheap units, remember. Zerg can produce 100 Roaches at a moment's notice. They are a very cheap unit. They obviously cost more than Marines, but you got to be careful with these trades, especially if Clem is slow into tank production. Now, we know that Clem does not have a lot of respect for Roaches, and it's why he dies to them a lot. He often doesn't make tanks quick enough, or he moves out with his tanks and gets them killed and then dies to the counterattack. So Clem, as good as he is at attacking, what's his trademark weakness? Over-aggression in a situation where he doesn't need to be overly aggressive. So this is like the classic thing with this style, this Cavebob style, such a dumb name, is that, yeah, you don't want to overextend. Keep dropping, stay mobile, but make sure you've always got tank sieged up at home. Serral's going to start getting a little bit of map vision for the first time in this game. He's been just purely defensive up to this point. Terran with the drops, has the mobility. Vipers are out, and he's going to have lurkers soon, though. And it's going to be a pretty stiff lurker time, and they're going to come in hard and fast. Still so little vision for me. I would want changelings or something going in. It just feels so blind, but I love the spores in the main. He's building even more spores there. So he's saying, look, if you drop in there, it's a one-way trip. It's a big tank push. He's got lurkers there. So he's going to try and burrow lurkers in the base. I don't know if he's got lurker range just yet. He's just going to abandon this base for now, pull back. He's got Vipers. And he says, hello, CG tankies. You want die-die? Yeah, you want die-die. Does abduct one of them. Time to move to the top. Oh, wait, Clem's hitting the bottom, though. Oh, nice abduct. Oh, good Marine posturing. You gotta watch your natural, Serral. Serral out of position on his natural. He's so tunnel visioned on this micro right now. Serral's about to take big damage in his natural. Uh-oh. So the Roach backstab squad was not in position. He's got to scramble to defend. He does get over there. Immediately puts back on mining. So quick at that. So quick at resetting that worker line. Okay, he's got gas mining up here. He's got to get rid of these bloody tanks, but the Marines are dancing really well, man. He doesn't have Talons just yet, but the Spore will clean up that drop in the main. So I think he feels a bit comfortable knowing that drop's about to get cleaned up. He knows that at least, one medevac died, the other one's in the red. The Lurkers are all over the place. I mean, yeah, he's losing mining on his gold, but as long as he doesn't lose the hatch, he can retake that after. Serral's multitasking is off the chain. I can barely process the speed at which he does. I think it's time to parasitic bomb the medevacs, maybe. And he needs to start getting Hydras, just so he can actually abduct and kill the medevacs as well. That siege tank will go down. And, oh, the Marines are going to try to jump on top. A dangerous maneuver from Clem. Clem is the kind of guy who will attack into your lurkers with his Nidus worms going down. So this is the way often, how often do we see Dark or other players win with this, right? It looks like they're getting hammered all game, but then they defend, and then bam, that one surprise worm from down under slides into the Terran backdoor. And all of that map control, it ain't worth nothing if you let your defenses down at hard, and that Nidus worm creates a backdoor entrance into the Terran's base across the map. So I personally love playing this sort of style because it's so different, playing Roach, Hydra, Lurker, Viper versus Bio. I love it. It's one of my favorites. And he's swapping back into Ling Bane. He's playing it completely like Dark does. So he's going to swap back into Ling Bane and potentially Ling Bane Hydra, Ling Bane Ultra. Oh, this is... He's playing it just like Dark does. I really thought he would play more of a technical late game. Play Lurkers into Broodlords, into just Spellcasters, static defense, and really play slow technical late game. But Serral is actually playing exactly like Dark does, where off the Roach Hydra Lurker, he swaps back into Ling Bane, and that can catch a Terran off guard. That can really catch a Terran off guard. If they know it's coming, it's not the hardest thing. It's kind of an early mid-game composition, that sort of thing, right? But yeah, he pulls back to the Lurkers. He's trying to deny the base. Uh-oh, sneaky Nidus. And he's trying to attack up here. He wants to threaten because he's got to keep Clem busy. And he sees Clem loading up drops. That's really good news. The Lurkers have to get in there. Oh, those Lurkers do get sniped. But he's in. He's in! Oh, okay, Lurk is on the production. That's going to be a big problem here. Now, a few snipes will go down. Get in there deep. Go deeper. I would go deeper if I was him. Okay, he doesn't go very deep. It's an Australian, old Australian saying, guys. Go deep or go home. Definitely, for reals. Has anyone seen Serral blink yet in this game? I don't think so, Twitch chat. I don't think so. He doesn't, it's well known that he doesn't blink during a match. He must absorb all the information, man. About this point in the game is when Serral said, "Why am I playing this stupid monkey style? Thank you, formal monkey, for the..." I love that Serral's like trying this style he doesn't normally play, and like he gets into the match and he's like, "Yep, this is really hard to make work." Like, guys, Dark is a god. Remember, the reason Dark makes this work is Dark is the guy who counters carriers with Ravages, not even a meme. He's done it too many times and embarrassed too many Protoss players at this point for it to be anything. I mean, the only joke is how good Dark is at StarCraft. If Dark actually played an efficient opening and wasn't behind in the first 5 minutes of every game he ever played, I honestly don't. I think we'd have a 3-time world champion at this point, like last 3 years in a row. Dark is the most exciting player in the world to watch right now because it doesn't matter how bad his situation is. He will use every tech in a different way to everyone else, and he will make comebacks from behind. He'll also throw the occasional lead as well. I mean, Dark is just an unpredictable player. He's the funnest to watch. As long as you don't have money riding on him, or he's going to give you a heart attack every single time. Sometimes he'll win you money from disastrous positions, and sometimes he'll lose it from 1 games. More often, the former than the latter. Oh, it's a good lurker push. The Baneling's not able to find the center of the go. It's a big lurker push, but it's kind of scary pushing in like that, right? Because he gets surrounded, and then the tanks are gonna kind of get on top of your lurkers and cause you some trouble. And he's on mass lurker. Problem with mass lurker is tanks, ghosts start to do really well versus that. Liberators potentially as well. So it can get really dicey if you get too many lurkers. But that being said, if your opponent doesn't build enough bio, they get too heavy on tank ghost, mass Ling can do so well. You can just start running in 100, 200 Zerglings at a time. And if you catch unsupported tank ghost, you just kill it. It's amazing trades for the Zerg. He's going to dive the base, but Parasitic Bomb, nice Parasitic Bomb in the middle of those medevacs. Clem splits it and pulls the SCVs out of there. EMP on 2 of the Vipers. Oh, Clem, so good at StarCraft, dude. He splits 2 lurkers. So you notice the way Serral's leaving lurkers everywhere? As a bit of a problem. He's lurker-ling Bane now. Where does he go from here? I still feel Broodlord Infest is one of the best styles in the game, but it feels like he's not done trying to hammer his opponent with lurkers. It doesn't feel like Clem has like a big pack of ghosts or that many siege tanks. So Serral's still trying to do stuff with movement, find a weak angle, find an opening. But the longer he stays on Lingbane Lurker on this map, where it's so hard to find an opening, the scarier it gets. Because Terran usually will be efficient in this sort of style. He needs Viper energy as well. You'll notice he sent his Vipers home to gather that energy. The EMPs were huge at buying a lot of time for Clem, taking away a bit of Serral's momentum in this game. This is awesome, guys. This is such a good game. Ooh, tank's getting abducted. Very, very nice. Very nice. Okay. Yeah, I mean, he's denying mining on the gold. The snipes are pretty effective there, but he does interrupt some of those. And that planetary, he could actually move right in. He's going to kill it. I think he gets that planetary. I don't think there's enough tanks covering this angle. Oh, Bio does not want to go in there. Oh, big fights happening. Oh, but he gets EMP'd. He really wanted to abduct those tanks. Like, he's got to split some of those Lings onto those tanks on the south. Ling Bane starting to kill the ghost. He spreads every ghost individually. Clem is just so good. He does lose the planetary, though. Serral's got bank to work with for now. His economy is still rolling, but because Serral hasn't taken the top middle or the bottom middle base, the resource situation will get dicey if he keeps trading like this. That being said, guys, I think Clem has messed up. I don't think he has the iron bank this game. So I think Clem may have 2, maybe 3 extra orbitals. I don't think he has any more than that. And if Clem doesn't have the 8, 9, 10 orbitals, he really can't match the money. And also, he can't track the army as well. He won't have as many scans available. That's a problem against lurker styles, and it's a problem just money-wise. Of course, he can still, if he survives long enough, drag it out and win the efficiency war. But that's a big if. Oh, really? Brave Serral. crams his army into a choke point like an absolute Cavebob. Oh my god, he just gets EMP'd again. Clem's so good at EMPing, but he's on top of the tanks. The Ling lurker doing it. The Ling's cracked the top side. There was only one tank, no planetary on the top, and he's done it. Dude, he cracks the bottom of the top base. Ling Bane Hydra Lurker. Off a Roach Hydra Lurker into Viper style. I mean, wow. Serral, the master of the Cavebob. Wow. Very cool. Dude, Serral's so good, man. Make sure you guys go to twitch.tv/Serral, give him a sub, and watch all of his videos there. You guys can study his play, and you can also just catch his streams where it's the highest level Zerg play you will ever see. Raynor fans be spewing right now. No, Raynor stream is better. They're both amazing. They're both amazing. Them and Dark when he streams as well. It's like just it's a different level, and they all have their own distinct flavor of Zerg as well. It's so cool, man. This is I think he's overwhelming him now. Yeah. Oh, you know what? If I was Serral, I'd actually jump up the guts right now. I'd try to run from the high ground in towards the natural and get in between the natural and the third, because I feel like Clem's very split on the edges right now. Those Lings want those ghosts so badly. He gets 2 ghosts, but a lot of Lings do go down. That being said, they are ghosts. They're cheap units. Those Vipers basically have not done much this whole game. That one lurker behind the gold is just killing it right now. Dude, that's a dead planetary. He can take a few tank shots. That's just one siege tank. Loses a lurker, but he gets a planetary. And he abducts. He realized he had snipes tracking on the Vipers, so he just got one abduct on a ghost before they went down. He's taken the top middle base. If he could break the rocks on the bottom, that would secure one more of the middle bases. The middle bases are the 2 contested bases that aren't easily taken by one side or the other. If you take those out, that's a way of basically forcing victory down your opponent's throat. Lings versus tanks on their own. As I said, the moment those tanks don't have bio support, the moment it's tanks and ghosts, the Lings are doing amazingly. If there's enough ghosts, obviously they can take out Lings, but then that's where you get some banelings jumping on top of the ghosts. The ghosts are too busy splitting to fight. This is really cool, dude. This is very well played. And yeah, it's a mixture of fast, agile Lingbane Hydra darting in opportunistically, but abusing siege spots with the lurkers. Well, you look stressed, buddy. What's he got to say? It's pure intensity.
We did it, lads.
We did it, lads. That's it. That's the analysis.
Thanks for the sub, Valenter. I see too.
And then thanks for the subs. What a legend. What a legend. Dude, that's so sick to see Serral play that style. I did not think that would match Serral's style at all. But going back into Ling Bane, well done, Serral. What an absolute Chad gamer. Go sub to his Twitch channel, and what a pleasure in 2021 we get to see him play. GG, well played.